All right, what's up, guys? How you doing? How you doing? This lighting makes my face look kind of chubby, doesn't it? And I need to get to that barber shop. I am looking like I've been through it lately. So, anyways, that's okay. I feel a little weird standing up, looking at you guys and talking and stuff. I'm used to sitting down in the driver's seat, so I feel a little bit out of place. But wanted to first of all thank you guys. Channel's already growing. That's super cool. Glad to see some familiar faces around. Seen some familiar angry faces from days gone by, and I'm not trying to be that guy, but I've decided I'm not gonna do all the negativity and stuff this time around here on YouTube. So it's like, oh, you just said something really negative for no reason and came at me in the comments, and I just hit that old block user button and send them on their way. I'm not gonna do like second chances and stuff like that on this channel anymore. If you don't want to be here, it's cool. I don't want to like listen to whatever dumb things you have to say either. So that's kind of just how I'm gonna handle it, I think, going forward. I like being here on YouTube. I like making videos. Not so much right now. I should put a hat on or something. I went to buy a hat with pilot points today, and I was in Mississippi. Hold on. This will improve my image, my look. It's pretty hot here though. Anyways, I got to do something about that hair or buy a hat. One of the two. I was in Mississippi and all they had was Mississippi hats. Why the hell would I want one of those? I have no idea. But anyways, back to the point. Yeah, I'm not going to do all the arguing back and forth in the comments. If you have a counterpoint to what I'm saying, sure, I'll offer my point of view on that also. But just being negative just for the point of doing it, I'm kind of over that. As we talked about in the last video, I'm an old man now, and I don't really have time for all the internet arguing and stuff like that. I just don't really care. But wanted to thank you guys. I don't know if I already said this or not, because I started recording the video and then I pushed the button on my phone by mistake and it stopped recording. So I don't know if I said it already, but thank you for everyone that is joining this new channel, subscribing, things like that. Really appreciate you guys. Keep helping me put the word out if you don't mind. If you've got a channel, if you could share a video every once in a while. For people that don't have a channel, maybe on your social media, maybe you're in some sort of forum or group or something that talks about trucking and you want to help me out a little bit, that would be super cool of you. I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but I'm looking at myself in the camera and I'm not sure what the ladies see in me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But anyways, do all the normal stuff if you could. Like, comment, subscribe, put on the little notification bell for me. That'll really help me out with starting out the channel, the new channel, and share it out if you could. All that really means a lot. You guys think you could help me get to 1,000 subscribers? Do you think this guy Trucks will ever see 1,000 again? That would be really cool. So covered that. Yeah, just kind of trying to approach this with a more, I guess, positive attitude this time around. Not so much venom in my words, not so much anger. Can't promise I won't have a bad day still, but kind of try to be a different person. I feel so weird standing up, like I'm swaying around, and like I've told you guys I'm a little bit on the spectrum, right? That's no secret. That's why I do this and why I do that. And a couple people have caught me out in public already since I've been out here. And both times it was like, I look at the ground and like shake their hand. It's like, I am a weird dude. I am a very strange dude. But anyways, I just wanted to get that out there. I appreciate you guys so much for giving me another chance here on YouTube. I don't feel like towards the end of the last channel I was at my best, and as you guys could see, I was clearly going through a lot, whether that be financially, emotionally, mentally. A lot of things were going on. Health-wise, I mean, my health was screwed up. Trying to watch my words too, but I was in really bad shape all around. So thank you guys for giving me another chance. Let me do some videos with you, hang out with you, and we'll see what we get into over the years. I'm not entirely sure how I plan to present videos. Do you guys just like the talking to you like I do nonsense, telling you stories from the road? I'm so in my head with all those old videos, and maybe I shouldn't be, but like I feel like when I told stories for the road, you know, from the road, people thought that I was targeting them specifically, even though it wasn't about them. So I'm not sure how to approach that. Or do you want to see more of like a little more edited videos, like some of the other better trucking YouTubers do, where they, you know, walk around I'm doing my pre-trip. I've been watching a lot of Just Trucking, like I said, and he records kind of everything. I would definitely keep my family out of it myself, but he kind of does a little bit of recording everything. Do you want to hear about just what's on my mind? Do you want to hear stories? A little more polished product with editing and different camera angles, stuff like that. I'm kind of trying to find my direction is the reason I ask. So you guys let me know, I guess, sort of what you're thinking with that. But it's so good to be back here with you guys and leave all the old stuff behind and just come in here and do what we do. So what I want to talk about today, guys, is I understand that it appears that I'm doing something completely crazy right now, maybe even stupid, and I could understand that, and I do kind of feel that way also. And what I'm talking about is how I got into a lease purchase again with a company that does not have contract freight, that's running solely the spot market, with the market being pretty terrible right now, fuel prices being pretty terrible right now, not as bad as they were, but fuel prices are much better. I could do numbers weekly if you guys want to talk about that. I have no problem sharing the bad numbers. You know, I've actually started keeping track in my notebook of what's going out, what's coming in on every load. If you guys want to do numbers, that seems a little boring to me, but maybe some of you guys want to hear it. And yes, that does sound crazy. That does sound absolutely psychotic to be jumping into a lease, dealing with the spot market being terrible and high fuel cost right now. But there is a method to my madness. Now, keep in mind, I have never, ever been the guy that's going to educate people on trucking. Obviously, I've got a lot to learn. I'm clearly not the person anyone should ever look up to when it comes to learning how to be successful in trucking, because obviously I haven't figured it out. Totally forgot I had a joke set up for you guys at the beginning of the video, and now I remembered, and now it's late in the video and I'm probably gonna screw it up. For everyone still here at 7 minutes, we'll see if we can get through it with me doing it right? So it's a Valentine's Day and I'm here in Alabama. That's yeah, that's where I'm at on Valentine's Day. And so it really screws up my chances of finding a Valentine's Day date here today, because everybody's already out with their cousins. It's an incest joke. Yeah, Alabama. You deserve that, I guess. I don't know. But I was wondering if maybe I had any cousins here, and maybe I'd hit them up, see what they're up to, but I'm not sure if I have any cousins in Alabama. If I show up on tomorrow video with bite marks all over my neck, you'll know that I found a cousin out here in Alabama, because I don't think they work outside of the family, right? I'm not really sure. Joke would have been much better if I would have came into it naturally at the beginning and delivered the punchline better, but hey, I'm trying to get my YouTube legs back. I'm a little shaky, you know, I'm a little shaky. But anyways, back to the point. We're talking about why would anybody get into a lease purchase. Number one, a lot of people think that. Why would anybody get into a lease purchase? I think it provides a lot of opportunity. I really do. If you are lucky enough to get good terms on a lease purchase, if you're lucky enough to get in with a good company and they have an interest in you making money also, instead of you making the payments on the truck and then they don't care after that, then I think lease purchase does provide a lot of opportunity for a lot of drivers out there. Let me close this window over here. I've been keeping the truck off as much as possible at night, and it's like high 60s out there right now, so I'll probably get away with leaving the truck off all night tonight. I did last night too, and it was nice. It was like mid 60s. I was down in Louisiana, and it was nice. So I'm going to keep the truck off as much as I can, because I don't have an APU or anything like that, so it'll be off tonight. Anyways, I know there's a lot of negatives to lease purchase. Obviously, I've failed two so far. Two of them. That was one was a company. Actually, I never told you guys the companies. Who cares? I won't tell you this one because I still work here, right? But Giltner was the first one. When the International first broke down and I parked it while I was trying to figure out what the hell to do with it, I went to Giltner. You guys know them out of Idaho. Horrible. Absolutely horrible experience. They paid every 2 weeks and I was making $9 grand every 2 weeks. Terrible. By the time you pay the bills, what's $9,000 every 2 weeks? It's nothing. Even now in this terrible spot market, I'm doing over a 2 week period at least 12. And that's in a terrible market. And the second one, when I actually sold the International, now the clutch went out on the International in Seattle, which is normally not a big deal, but my bank account was depleted from all the other repairs, so I sold it. And when I sold that, I went to SOAR in Salt Lake City, and man, we started out strong over there. We're doing $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 weeks. We're just doing it, like getting it done. And they have contract freight, a ton of it. And then all of a sudden, I'm making 3, 4, if I'm lucky, 5,000 a week, and I'm still doing things the same way, and they're just sitting me, or they're deadheading me 300 miles. Like, what is going on? We need to get this truck. They would send me to Portland all the time, Portland, Oregon, and every time I get to Portland, they'd be like, "Oh, we don't have a load out of there," and they would send me to some pickup they had up by Spokane, Washington, 300 miles of deadhead, and every time they'd send me to Portland, I'd say, find me a load out of that area. I don't want to deadhead 300 miles. Find me a load going to Spokane, and then from there, I can pick up your customer freight. And they would repeatedly send me to Portland, and then they would give me 2 choices. Well, we won't find you another load. It's not forced dispatch, right? We won't find you another load, but you can head over to Spokane there and pick that load up on a Friday afternoon. Or you can sit all weekend. That's kind of your choice. And I talked to everyone in that company. I really tried with that company to make it work, because you guys know me. I can get a little hot-headed sometimes and just blow up, park a fucking truck. I've been trying to watch my language. Okay, they'll let me slide on one. Park the truck and leave, and I'll go off to the next company. And I really tried with them to make it work. My first dispatcher was really good, and then he got really bad. So I spoke with his boss, right? And he agreed that the dispatching was not going well. So I said, can I have another dispatcher? He said, you manage your clock, you get where you're going. I'm going to put you with my best dispatcher, and she's going to make sure you're taken care of. Now it's hot in here. Could be the winter hat I'm wearing in Alabama. I'm not sure, but the hair is just really bad, guys. So he put me with his best dispatcher, who was doing the exact same thing. I was not making any more money. She would sit me for a day or two and say, well, I mean, I tried to give you a load. It's not my fault you didn't want to deadhead 300 miles. I offered you a load and you just refused to take the loads. And I'm like, come on, this is absurd. And then my health really took a dive. Like, I wasn't making videos then, I don't think. Got to be honest, though, I don't know what was going on around me. I was very, very sick. And it was just a crazy... A lot of things had to happen for me to get out of that truck. I guess I'll let you inside that a little bit. And I'm not going to answer any future questions and stuff on my personal life, but I'm just telling you this past story. What I'll let you know about my personal life is all is well, okay? But Ruth had my pickup. I was sick. I needed to get home. And it was like this mad dash one day. She's like a 2-day drive away or something like that from where she was at the time. And I said, I need my pickup back and I need to go home. And so she was so great about it. She just okay, I'm going. And she jumped in the pickup because she knew I'd been sick for a while. And she was like, you need to get out of that truck, So she makes the mad dash out to Salt Lake, and I'm doing the same thing with the truck. And I had missed her by a couple hours because she rolled into town, got a flight out because she had stuff to do where she was at. And then I get back, load up all my stuff in my pickup, then drive home. And that's when I had already started school by then, but that's when I was like, okay, I really would like to stay out of the truck. I really would like to, right? And as you can see, that didn't work out. But I don't think that's the worst thing ever. It's just, I'll respond to the comment that I did respond to in comment form earlier. And I get where the guy was coming from, so this isn't like an argument or anything like that, but he's like, it's good to see you back in the truck, something to that effect, but next time don't say you're leaving trucking because it makes you look bad, and a man always does what he says. And I'm not very bright. We all know that. I'm not the most intelligent person out here. I'm just a person that's learning. It would be ridiculous for me to say that I know everything and that I know what's happening. But what I do know is we never know what's going to happen in our own futures. It'd make us a whole lot easier for us to make decisions if we already knew what was happening in the future. And a lot of things went wrong at the same time. That's when the economy really started to take a dive for all of us. So I was looking at jobs in Denver, entry-level IT, 25 an hour, 27 an hour. And I'm like, okay, it's not great, but we can survive on that. My wife's working also, so with her working and me working, I'm like, okay, this should work out. This should work. And between the time I had looked at jobs and by the time I had made it home, the economy had just taken a nosedive on us, right? And what used to be 25, 27 an hour jobs just a week ago, it felt like, I don't know, I was very sick, so it could have been a month ago, we're all of a sudden paying 18 an hour, 19 an hour, and that wasn't going to cut it. That wasn't going to do it. And we really tried. We really tried to kind of hold it together and, do everything. But everything kind of fell apart, So it's a complete rebuilding stage in my life right now. But I love the challenge. It's going okay. We need some more things to go well. I used to have a fairly large-sized YouTube channel that produced an income. I had 2 cars that I rented out on Turo that produced an income. And I obviously had my truck, semi-truck, and wife was working. And a lot of that went away. A lot of that went away, right? But that's okay because part of the thing we'll get into here in a few minutes, I embrace these things. I love the challenges. I don't necessarily like when things go wrong, but I love when I can look back at them and I've overcome this situation. And it just makes me really happy when I can get beat down by life and then eventually make the comeback and do something with it, right? So I am embracing the challenge right now is what I'm trying to say. Really, really enjoying just being down right now. And everything that comes with it and going, okay, what can we do to get these things back on track and to get all caught up again? And that is one of my favorite things in life, honestly. I know that probably sounds stupid, but I would hate to be up forever, like all the time. I mean, let's face it, guys. We all know me probably as well as I know me or something like that. If I was a rich person, I'd probably just like drink myself to death. I'd have no more responsibilities. I'd play video games all day, get drunk, and do it again the next day. Never leave my couch and just play video games and drink myself to death. And as much as that sounds kind of enjoyable, honestly, I don't think it's what I need to be doing. So by having these challenges in life, it gives me purpose, let's say. It gives me something to strive for, something to work towards. So, where I notice a lot of people like to look at other people like failing and having a hard time, and they like to make fun of that, and people really like to kick when other people are down, right? Me personally, I embrace the challenge. I don't know what a year from now looks like. A year from now, I could have completely failed at this. I don't know. I have no idea. But a thing I've always prided myself on, no matter what anyone's got to say about me, you can never, ever say I didn't try. I raised my kids with that mindset. My son, he's 20 years old now. I don't mean to say that like, oh, I'm not really sure. It's just he went off to be an adult and he just kind of like split. We hear from him every once in a while. He's kind of just out living his life. So, actually he'll be 21 here this summer. And he really got to witness when I went through hard times in life. They were much harder times then because I didn't know how to fix. I'm getting to the point of why I went into a lease purchase, but this is all the setup, the explanation. But he really got to see me have a hard life when I was younger because I didn't even have the tools to fix things. I didn't have a CDL then, you know. I didn't know how to make money. And the original channel, the one I just deleted, that was called This Guy Trucks, was called something else years ago. And it was about sports video games, Madden, MLB The Show, stuff like that. And I was a pretty good sports broadcaster, believe it or not. I would play the games, I'd edit them up real nice, and I would basically sports broadcast on top of it. I know that sounds dumb to most people, but I liked it. I'm past the point of apologizing for things that I like, right? I had a good time with it. No one watched. Dead channel. And boy, it was hard to grow that channel, right? But I kept plugging away at it every day. I would sit there on the weekends and I would record the gameplay, and throughout the week I would edit and upload, right? I did commentary live while I was playing, so I'd have a microphone set up in front of me while I was playing, so I was catching genuine reactions from myself, and I just kept putting them out, putting those videos out. I mean, it was like another full-time job with all the editing that had to go into that, and just cranking those videos out nonstop. And he, you know, he was a kid. So sometimes kids have not very nice things to say, right? And he told me one day, he said, I don't know why you even keep trying. Nobody's watching, and nobody's ever going to watch your channel. And I said, that may be true, but nobody will ever be able to accuse me of not trying, all right? And that's where most of success comes from, is by trying, right? And you're going to fail. Oh my God, you're going to fail so many times. Some of the most successful people in human history have failed over and over for the world to see, right? Now, what am I supposed to do? Tuck my tail and run and be like, oh, I don't want somebody to see my failures again. Let's wear those failures. Wear them on my sleeve and let people know, like, but I'm still back in the saddle, ain't I? I'm not scared. I'm not scared to come out here and fail again. I'm not the kind of guy, and I don't care how you guys truck. However you feel like trucking should be done to accommodate your life, then that's the way it should be done. But I'm not the kind of guy to get on a dedicated account home on weekends and know exactly what I'm going to make. I'm not the kind of guy to do a home daily run and get paid a salary or any nonsense like that, because I need the highs in my life, right? And anybody that goes searching those highs has to live with the very real fact that lows come with that. Sure, I could drive back and forth in Colorado for like an even $1,200 a week. Nothing ever changes. Everything always stays the same. And to me, that's boring. I'm never going to do that. I'm going to come out here and get my ass kicked, you know, and I'm going to fail a few times. And what we all leave out is we've saw me win a few too, haven't we? We've seen me win a few too. Come on, This Guy Trucks went from unknown to, whoa, in no time, to me being in a position to purchase trucks. I mean, come on, we've seen me win some too. You know, you got to give me that. So that's the reason. That's part of the reason. I can't do just straight up boring trucking. I can't know what I'm going to make every week. I like what we're doing this week. My dispatcher wanted to shut me down because he's like, you're running too short on your hours. I've got this load for you. But then we're going to have to shut you down. And I said, nuh-uh. I said, on this load, I can run it this many hours. On this load, I can run it this many hours. And 2 days from now, I've got 2 11-hour days coming back in back to back. We're not shutting down. We're keeping this rolling. And I like that mad dash at the end of the week to get one more load in. You know, I love it. I live for these things. I can't do the boring, predictable kind of lifestyle. I can't do it with anything. And that's part of why I'm out here. So before I go on for too long, I'm going to tell you the real reason why I'm out here right now. Why I pick now to jump into a lease. Because I would have been a lot smarter to do company right now. The company I'm with pays 70 cents dry van, 75 cents reefer. That's company. That's all money in my pocket at that point. I would have been so much smarter. Maybe? Hear my explanation. Because maybe I am, maybe I'm not. The reason is, when I bought my first truck, we had an amazing market. $7,000 a week was your low end. $12,000 a week on the high end, right? Fuel was cheap. I don't remember how cheap. There was no way to fail in trucking if you owned a truck then, unless you were just lazy or just really not bright at all. There was no way to fail. Then later on, I'm repairing the International all the time, and I'm watching my bank account just go away. Rates dropping, fuel prices rising, I'm out of money. That's why I'm out here right now. That's why I picked right now to get into a lease, because I need to understand what it takes to make this truck be profitable in the worst of times. I need to understand that. Now, there's no YouTube video in the world that's going to teach me that. I need to come do it myself, right? Because if I can figure out what it takes to make this truck be profitable, where fuel is still $4.50, $5 in some places, where you're scraping for, I get $2 a mile out of this load? That's where I need to figure out how to be profitable. And if I can figure that out in a lease purchase, how to be profitable in a bad market with high fuel prices, then once this market turns around, I will carry on those same habits into what I'm doing in a good market. It's cool outside tonight. Let's open a window. Let's stop burning fuel. Truck, how fast does this truck go? 65, no exceptions, some exceptions. A guy's going 64.5 in front of me. I'll whip around him and I'll get back to it, 65. No exceptions though. This truck runs at 65 miles per hour. Not faster, except in the rare instance that I need to pass a prime truck or whatever, right? Watching where I'm fueling, that's a big thing I'm picking up right now. You know, when I was coming out of the Midwest a few days ago, I filled one tank. I filled one tank because I knew when I got down to the Texas area or further down south, fuel prices would drop. And I waited until I was in Texas this morning, where fuel was $4.35, plus my company gets a 20-cent discount at Pilot Flying J, making my price effectively $4.15. I jammed those tanks full. You weren't going to fit another drop of fuel in those things. And then this week, when I use up this tank, I'm going to be over by the East Coast. So I'll probably fill one tank to get out of there. Am I saying this is the best way? No, but I'm saying I'm learning. That's what I'm telling you. That's the reason I picked right now to do a lease purchase. On the surface, I would be a lot smarter to be company right now. Education's expensive, no matter how you look at it. Getting an education in whatever you do is expensive. I didn't have that education last time around. Now, I heard y'all talk. I did. Don't act like I was ignoring you. You need to be ready for when that market turns around. You know what? I'd never owned a truck in a bad market before. I didn't know what you meant. I had to find out. And that was an expensive education. And this one's going to be expensive too, because I'd make a lot more money right now company. I'd keep every bit of my money that I made. Wouldn't care about repairs, wouldn't care about fuel. I'd run this truck at 75. Not my problem. Not my problem. Education's expensive, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to learn how to profit in a bad market. And then I'm going to apply those same strategies to a good market. And then we'll see what happens. Okay? So that's my point. Got a little more ranty than I thought I would, but I thank you guys for listening. I'm going to let you go because we're almost at a half hour. Don't need to be doing all that. So hopefully you guys watched. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like I said, if you don't mind sharing these videos out, help me get to that first 1,000 subscribers. Then I promise you I'll take it from there. Okay? We just need to see like consistent viewership, good watch time, things like that. I know I'm supposed to be the cool guy that's like, oh, I'm on YouTube, but I don't care about views and subscribers. I would love to grow this channel. And I genuinely mean that. So I'll leave you guys to it, and we'll see you probably tomorrow. I'm going to try to do daily if I can come up with something to talk about. So bye now.